The third and final week of the preseason is here. A fourth exhibition game is a thing of the past. It's the Commanders and the Ravens under the lights on Sunday night.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you, and now we sit, CD, at week 3 of the preseason, and this is the one that the coaches probably think is pretty valuable, right?
Certainly. This is the dress rehearsal. This is the one where your starters are going to play. You might even game plan a little bit more than you do with a normal preseason game, and then you've got to decide, do you bring them back after halftime and get them going again in the third quarter so they're ready to go when the regular season begins? I'm eager to see how these coaches will handle that.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
And he remains the league's premier rushing threat and one of the biggest playmakers among quarterbacks. His goal each and every season, continue to expand his game as a passer and become well-rounded. All those highlight reel plays you see, they come off the fact that he can run it, throw it, and scares defenses every time he takes a snap.
Here's Mitchell now to kick off the drive. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Here's Jackson to throw. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Jackson to Bateman there for the Baltimore first. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. Room here to run. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. They'll run it again with Henry. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Ball on the 36 now. Here's second down and 1. Flowers going to go in motion right. Play action. It's Jackson. Checks this one down. It's Mitchell. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more. Now it's Jackson. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive. Jackson now. He gets it complete to Harris. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical. They've been crisp. And as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
Now they'll fake the jet sweep and run up the middle with Henry. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. Throwing is Jackson. Steps away. And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. That's Deron Payne with a sack that time.
Now, you've been around me a long time now. You know on 2nd and inches, I love it when teams are aggressive and take a shot. But we just saw the downside to being that aggressive, didn't we?
Now you've given up on a pretty likely 1st down if they had run the football, and they need to come up with something here on 3rd. Henry. Henry fighting for the marker. But I don't think he got there. He did not. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
So 4th down coming up. John Harbaugh will send on the field goal unit. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And his kick is right there. It's good. So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the 4th quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
So here are the Commanders making their way out. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
If you ask coaches at any level to design the leader of a team, I think they're going to check every box with this guy. He's got the poise to handle responsibility. He stays calm under any kind of pressure, and he brings out the best of his teammates each and every week.
Now a run. Here's the 1st-round pick from April's draft. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Here's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Here's Daniels. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. Just a gain of a couple there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Washington going to send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Now Jackson. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Running left, it's Henry. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
That is caught, Rashad Bateman. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. Give him 19 on the play, but they will still come up a bit short. And now it's 4th down. Out now is the punter, Jordan Stout. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. To the air goes Daniels. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now a handoff up the middle. Palmer. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. Now Daniels. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And that's caught inside the 30. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. Big yardage that time for Washington. 55 yards.
Oh, what a play there. They're going to motion a running back out of the backfield and create an empty set. And that puts a lot of pressure on the offensive line, because normally that's a pass play where the ball comes out fast. In this case, they have to protect a little bit longer. They take the shot downfield, and it pays off with big yardage.
Throwing now is Daniels. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. To throw is Daniels. Able to find his man, Kraft. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Daniels looking to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Commanders are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Commanders have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play, and actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
So that a 7-play, 80-yard drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Washington kick team back out there now as they will sing this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Now it's Jackson. That's into the hands of Flowers over the middle. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. From midfield now, here's Jackson. Completes this one to Thornton. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of the quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 6. They go play action now. Jackson. This will go to Henry out wide. An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. Here's Jackson. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12. He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Commanders will take over, but backed up deep in their own territory. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
2nd and 13. Open man, it's Palmer. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. Now they need 2. Here's 3rd down. And they'll send the tight end in motion. From the gun on 3rd down. Daniels. Short throw. He's got Kraft. And he's going to have a Commanders first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Yeah, he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
That one out wide and intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. And they'll take over here following the interception with good field position and a chance to take the lead with a touchdown. And they'll send the slot in motion left. After the interception, here's Jackson. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, 32 yards. And the Ravens have regained the lead.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
Extra point attempt to come here. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So out comes Washington's offense to take over. So now, Charles, this drive, maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best of the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
That's complete to Palmer. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. In motion goes the tight end. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles. Nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
Washington going to send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is taken around the 12. That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here. And
it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
That's some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5. From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 5. Off the option, here's Henry. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. Jackson. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one, because they took away his arm, but he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that first down pickup.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. A short throw caught by Andrews. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. From the 41, here's 2nd and 2. Slot man moves right. He's going to handle it on the touch pass. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down, a nice consistent gain.
Play action. It's Jackson. And here's Mitchell with a catch out of the backfield. Only able to gain a couple there, and that will bring up second down. Play action. Now Jackson. He's going to look deep down the field. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down.
That's how you flip field position. What a play right there. That nearly went the distance. Credit this defense for not giving up. They get him down just short of the goal line, but the damage is done. It's going to be first and goal from an ideal position.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on first and goal. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. This time Jackson will throw it toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. Big play coming here. It's third and goal. Now it's Jackson. That is caught. It's Bateman for a Raven touchdown. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Ravens are able to stretch out their lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Point after, right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it's Rashad Bateman who finished it all off with a touchdown. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They trail by 10, 17-7 as they come up on a 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
Well, this hasn't really been a first half to remember on either side of the ball. But I think this kind of makes this an important drive. You'd love to get this back to a 1-score game if you can. And that's good work there to get some yardage here and pick up the first down.
Here's Daniels. And he's got his man in stride, complete. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's second down. Looking to throw. Daniels. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. Up the middle they go. Pruitt. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1. Daniels going to throw for it. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. On first down, he'll drop to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. These offensive starters still out there in the second quarter. You would think the plans for them to at least play into the third quarter, if not all the way through it.
Yeah, it might go by feel. If they have a really good first drive to start the third quarter, they might pull them after that.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. To the air goes Daniels. This to McLaurin out on the left side. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And Gay knocks this one through, and they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Derrick Henry trots back out there and gets ready to go. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the second quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
So he'll be stopped here for no gain, and that'll bring up second down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now a 2nd and 10. Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. From the gun, Jackson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. To throw is Jackson. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete. You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic stuff, pretty vanilla defenses. You're looking for guys that play with abandon, that just go out and...
Toward the sideline, intercepted. Picked off by Trenton Simpson. And the Commanders are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Well, Charles, you know, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
To throw is Daniels. Short throw. He's got Kraft. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Throwing now is Daniels. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 4th down. And he missed it. It's no good, and this will stay at a 7-point game. So we're at halftime here in the Inner Harbor with the hometown Ravens on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. Week 3 of the preseason is here. everyone wrapping up their exhibition schedule. No games for the league on Labor Day weekend. And then it all begins. The 17-game regular season gets underway on the Thursday after Labor Day with the NFL kickoff game.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Here come the Commanders for the first possession of the third quarter. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Good work after the catch, gets him 15 and a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Now Daniels. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up second down. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Daniels looking to throw. Throwing it Terry McLaurin's way again, and he's got it. And McLaurin going to pick up a Commander's first down as he'll take this down to the 44-yard line. Now a handoff up the middle. Pruitt. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Back to throw. Daniels. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. It'll go as a gain of 4. And 3rd and 8 now. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. He seemed to have a reasonable amount of time in the pocket, but he couldn't get rid of the football, and the end result, Charles, him on the ground.
Yeah, he's got to keep an internal clock to go along with his offensive line. When you're talking about 3, 4, 5 seconds, that's a reasonable amount of time to expect to deliver the ball downfield. So great to try and complete a pass, but it's equally important to know when to throw the football away, too.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. Jackson and the Ravens come up now, 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll start with a run by Mitchell. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. Here's 3rd and 9. They go play action with Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. They go play action now. Jackson. This will go to Henry out wide. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. 61 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Now Jackson. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Here's Jackson to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 25-yard line. Jackson options out left. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Now it's Jackson. Quick hitter here. It's complete. A gain of 8 there on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Jackson now. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
And Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. Second half with the lead. This is when Lamar Jackson seems to throw. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. A big loss there of about 7 yards on 1st and goal, so now it's 2nd down. A CD, a little bit of feast or famine for him. He's had some success throwing the football, but also now he's been sacked 4 times.
Yeah, you just mentioned the 4 sacks, but you're right. He has managed to hang in there and make plays at times. His offensive line, they've got to figure it out and pick things up and give him more opportunities, and he has to help them by getting rid of the ball a little bit quicker as well.
Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down. Jackson. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. He loses a full 5 yards there on the sack, and it also brings up 4th down. 4th and goal. And his kick is indeed good. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that could all change because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Washington offense set to take over. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. As we surmise, Charles, most of the starting units still out there for this third quarter. First time this preseason that they played into the second half.
And that's by design. Most of the time by this point of the preseason, you want them to go into the half, cool down, and then come back out and warm up to start the third quarter like you would a regular season game. That's exactly what they wanted to get done.
Offense.
The penalties don't usually hurt as much as that one does. That is a monster gain wiped out by the flag.
And you and I both know that an offense only gets a couple.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
Well, the offensive film section tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Forced out to his... Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
Washington going to send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Take it at the 37. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Ravens offense and Lamar Jackson set to take over once again. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added on to their lead, but that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game, but we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true.
Yeah.
Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
Now 3rd down is looming, a pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered a loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting it to midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Ravens are victorious here as we say so long from Baltimore.